Sharper. Tom. Tom is the owner of a used bookstore in New York City. One day, a woman named Sandra comes in looking for a book, and after initially declining his advances, the two begin a romance. Weeks into their relationship, Sandra tells Tom that her brother is in debt and must pay $350,000 or be killed. Tom reveals that his father is wealthy and offers to cover the debt. After providing the money to Sandra, she disappears, pushing Tom into a nervous breakdown. Sandra. Sandra is revealed to be Sandy, a parolee with a long criminal history. One night, before her relationship with Tom, Sandy is meeting with a corrupt parole officer who attempts to shake the former down for money. The officer is paid off by an apparently wealthy man, Max, who is actually a con artist. Max takes Sandy on as a protege and trains her to pull cons. After taking down their first mark together, the two share a passionate kiss. Max. Before his partnership with Sandy, Max visits his mother, Madeline, and her new boyfriend, billionaire Richard Hobbs, at Richard's lavish apartment. Max, who appears drunk and belligerent, convinces Madeline to allow him to stay at Richard's apartment. The next day, Madeline and Richard come home to Max apparently being arrested for soliciting drugs from an undercover police officer. Madeline quickly realizes that Max is pulling a con to have Richard pay off the officer, Max's partner Tipsy. Madeline forces Max to leave the apartment, but it is later revealed that Madeline and Max are lovers, not mother and son, and are targeting Richard. Richard meets with Max, who demands a year's salary in cash in order to leave Madeline alone to be with Richard. While meeting with him, Max also meets Richard's son Tom, who has not yet met Sandy. Max, Madeline, and Tipsy celebrate a successful job, but that evening, Madeline tells Max that Richard wants to marry her and she will be staying with him. Max escapes from the police Madeline has called and leaves with the money. Madeline. Richard dies, leaving the vast majority of his estate to Madeline. Due to Richard's misgivings about Tom after the incident with Sandy, Tom has been left only the bookstore. He has also been named chairman of Richard's foundation, while Madeline is a trustee. Tom hires an old family friend, Braddock, to locate Sandra. Despite Madeline's attempts to convince Tom to call off the investigation, Sandy is found, heavily addicted to heroin. Tom wants her to stay at the apartment while she goes through detox, but Madeline is reticent. She speaks to Sandy, who reveals that she knows the connection between Madeline and Max. In return for her silence, Sandy demands that Madeline track down Max, so she can confront him about abandoning her. Max agrees to meet with Sandy and Madeline. During the meeting, Tom and Braddock arrive to confirm Tom's suspicions that the three had been working together. Tom pulls a gun on Sandy, then on Madeline. Sandy forces the gun out of Tom's hands, and it is picked up by Madeline, who apparently shoots and kills Tom, after he forces her to point the gun at him and pull the trigger. Desperate to avoid prison, Madeline immediately transfers all the money to Richard's foundation. Madeline, Max, and Sandy are put on a plane to Oklahoma City. Madeline reminds Max that she will retain control of the money, since Tom is dead, and she is the trustee of Richard's foundation. After a distraught Sandy retreats to the bathroom, Madeline realizes that the blood on her sleeve is not real, meaning Tom is alive. When Madeline checks the bathroom, Sandy is gone. Sandy. The true nature of the scheme is revealed. Having fallen in love with Tom, Sandy confesses her true identity to him, and the two devise a plan to con Madeline and Max, enlisting Tipsy and his partner Goldie, who posed as Braddock, to assist them. The meeting between Sandy and Max was planned, as was Tom's apparent shooting at Madeline's hands. Since Tom is still alive, he maintains control over the foundation and the money. Tom, Sandy, Tipsy, and Goldie meet at the bookstore to celebrate their success. Tom and Sandy begin to rekindle their relationship.